Welcome back. This afternoon, you're listening to the Todd Laborowitz Show, Real Estate Radio and Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. I am your host, Todd Laborowitz, and we are speaking to Karen Parnes. She is one of the top real estate agents on Redfin.com. She attended Pratt Institute School of Architecture up in New York. She's been a realtor since 2005, and her past experience is in architecture, staging, and the mortgage industry, which has been valuable to her clients throughout the buying and selling process. She's a big part of Redfin.com that provides a combination of technology and excellent customer service. They are changing the real estate game to the customer's advantage. Also, I see here, Karen, that you have 167 reviews. And you have a 4.5 out of 5 stars. That's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
One of the buyers in Bethesda said, a good way to summarize our experience is that we're always felt that we're Karen's only client. Whenever we needed her advice or information, she got back to us in a very timely manner. Our main mode of communication was email, and she was very quick to respond. Throughout the process, negotiation, home inspection, repair, final walkthroughs, etc., we felt that we were very well taken care of and protected. And that's throughout the whole entire page.
I try.
So now we understand why you're one of the top agents there.
Thank you.
Plus, the technology that Redfin bought in is amazing. Can you explain a little further about Redfin and how you're different?
Yeah, I think there are two main ways that we're different. First of all, I'd like to start with how we're the same. We're a full-service agency. We do all the services from showing properties up until closing. We'll negotiate the contract. We do everything that any other agency does. One of the two ways that we're different is the technology. Redfin basically invented the map-based real estate search and built a lot of other technologies around that. So we have the wonderful Redfin website that has all of the information about any listing, about neighborhoods, and a whole lot of other information that any buyer or seller will need when they go on the website. The Redfin app is great. It's one of my favorite parts of Redfin. You can actually drive through a neighborhood and see a property that you like. You can, if you find a house that has a for sale sign on the yard, you could just stop your car, open up the app, and it'll tell you exactly everything actually about that listing, how much it's listed for. And you can even actually ask to see that house right there and then. So you click on that little button that says, go see this house. And somebody will contact you within a couple of hours at the most. And you could probably usually see that house within the same day.
Wow. So if I'm driving down the street and I see a house.
And you have the Redfin app.
And I have the Redfin app. I hit it.
Yeah.
And I can make arrangements to see that house right away.
Yes.
Now, is that from the listing agent, or do you automatically become the buyer's agent?
So Redfin, it depends. If it's listed by Redfin, it'll be there, of course. But that's for any agency is on there. Redfin pulls their data off of any MLS. We're the most updated website actually out there. We pull our data every 15 to 30 minutes. So we're very, very updated. And so whenever you pull that up, you'll get all the listing information, whether it's from anything that's on Redfin, that's on the Redfin website.
Very convenient.
Yes,
and
it's
well
great.
thought out.
Yes.
Now, how did you get into the real estate business?
So my background in architecture, I just happened to meet a woman who's also a broker and an architect, and she loved that I had the same kind of combination. And she joined me. She asked me to join her company and help her out a little bit. And I learned from her how to, stage and what needs to be done in order to sell a house really quickly. It was in about 2006, 2007, when it was a declining market for sellers, and it seemed to be a pretty useful product for sellers. That was short-lived because she decided to move away, and I joined just a traditional real estate company. And I did a lot of staging back then, and at some point I decided that I really enjoy more walking people through properties, showing them the good and the bad about the properties, telling them what to look out for, and really showing them the important part of the architectural aspects of the properties, and not necessarily just staging and doing cosmetic stuff.
So you got a great background.
Yep.
No wonder you're so good. Well, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I have with me Karen Parnes, one of the top agents over at Redfin.com. I am your host, Todd Laborowit, and you are listening to Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. Well, what geographic area do you cover?
Basically Montgomery County. We have agents throughout the whole county. We have teams throughout the county. My team covers Bethesda up until Clarksburg and even Frederick, anywhere up the 270.
Wow. So you also do a lot of transactions per year.
Yes.
It can't just be, you have a staff.
We have a staff. We have a whole team that supports us. We have agents that write offers, and we have agents that are just out there waiting for somebody to call and want to see a property. And so we're able to show you properties very quickly, which is a very important factor in this market.
And what is a benefit for going with Redfin versus going with another agent?
Well, there are lots of benefits, but another thing that differentiates us from other markets is that we're not paid a commission, but we're paid a base salary. And we're paid an additional bonus based on customer satisfaction. So at the end of every transaction, the customer would get a survey, and our goal is to give them a 10. And so it kind of changes our mindset, and it turns us less into salespeople and more into advisors. And we really look out for the customer and make sure that we find the right property for them so that they're happy and satisfied at the end of the transaction.
Wait. And no commission?
No commission.
So the philosophy is completely different.
Completely different. And because of our technology and model, we're able to offer a better service for a lower fee.
Wow.
We basically are able to give the buyers a rebate at closing. It's usually a nice rebate. It's between 5 and 15% of our commission back. There's a rebate on every listing on Redfin. It says buy with Redfin and save this much, and that's how much you get at closing.
But it seems a little intimidating, like if you're getting a refund that you're not doing as much work as someone else would be, but you actually are doing a lot more.
I think we are doing a lot more. We're fortunate that we don't have to spend our time as agents with marketing ourselves. The Redfin website actually markets us for us, and we're busy full-time just working and doing transactions.
Wow. So can I take advantage of your expertise since you're doing a lot of business in the Washington, D.C. area?
You can try.
Okay. What can you tell me about the D.C. real estate market right now?
So right now, I mean, we've been seeing in the last 2 years that prices have been rising by double digits. We've been seeing a lot of low inventory and high demand. There's a pent-up demand of buyers who just haven't been able to find properties to purchase in the last few years. What we are seeing, though, in the last couple of months is that there's been a 10% rise in inventory between April and May, which is a good thing. But to our surprise, buyers are not really jumping on those properties anymore. We're not seeing that they're placing offers that are incredibly overpriced and escalated. And so we're kind of hoping that that's the beginning of the stabilizing of the market.
Well, what I'm noticing on my end through the mortgage end is people are getting a pre-approval letter. We're doing it same as cash. But it's really competitive out there. I mean, some areas, people are paying cash, even though we have all we need is an appraisal. Sure. What advice do you have for the buyers that are in that competitive market?
So it depends. Every situation is different, and every market is different, especially in Montgomery County. Bethesda can be totally different than Gaithersburg. So we really have to look at every buyer and every situation separately. But it's very important to, first of all, be educated and for the client to be prepared for what's happening and set their expectations. Buyers are getting frustrated by the competition, and they're getting tired also. Some of them have been trying to place more and more offers, and they just haven't been able to purchase these properties. So it's really important to keep them calm. I think I have an example of a buyer that was looking for a property in a very specific area. They wanted to be walking distance from his parents' house so that their child could walk to their grandparents. So we found a property. I told them to escalate a little bit. They didn't want to. They were afraid, and they lost it. And it took them another year because the property is very specific. Their location that they're looking for is very specific. It took them another year to find a property. They called me. We found something. And it's great. And it was a Thursday afternoon. We ran in there, took a look at it, and they said, we're willing to escalate 10, 15% over asking price. And I said, no, hold on. Let's take a look. We called the listing agent. The listing agent said that they won't present offers until Tuesday, even if we presented the offers today. So we took the time and we restructured. We spoke with a lender that was able to actually get them through underwriting fully before even placing the offer. They took the weekend to do a pre-inspection. We looked at comps. We escalated reasonably, and we were able to win that offer by placing a bid without a financing contingency and without a home inspection. We only needed to do an appraisal, and we won out to a cash offer.
Perfect. It's very powerful, especially to a cash offer.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about bidding wars. Basically, you prepared yourself before a bidding war.
Yes.
But not everyone has the luxury to do that.
Right.
So what does it take to win a bidding war? Because I have clients right now that they got kids, they're running around, they got the pre-approval as if they're going in as cash, but looking around at houses all weekend, finding the one that you finally love, you have that visualization of moving in there, and to lose to somebody else, they don't want to shop for another 3 weeks.
That's right. And they don't have to.
It's draining.
I think it's important to take your time to find the right property. And if you don't want to shop for another 3 weeks, you probably shouldn't. And again, this is another personal situation. If you're in a rush, you're going to have to shop for 3 weeks. And if not, then you definitely should take your time.
Wow. Well, Karen, thank you so much for being here. Karen Parnes, one of the top real estate agents over at redfin.com. Coming up next, we got Mortgage Matters with yours truly, Todd Laborowit.
You don't go through life with a paralyzing fear every time you have a financial transaction. So why is applying for a mortgage so scary? At Topaz Mortgage with Todd Laborowit, it is about educating and empowering you to get from point A to point B. Todd provides you with his exact closing cost, best interest rate, then invites you to shop around. Plus, if you call with questions, Todd picks up with the answers. Learn more at whytopaz.com. They are industry experts that care. Topaz Mortgage, NMLS 131548, licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, MC 5344, Washington, D.C., MLB 131548, Maryland 18330, Todd Laborowit, NMLS 131497.